Shlach. Parsha Shlach has the famous sugya of the Meraglim, and we also have the famous sugya at the end of Parsha Shlach, which is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Obviously, everything is hashkocha. Everything is put into every parsha because there's shayachas, it's a connection. All the first always being the smichos. It's very, very interesting that the parsha's Shlach has a parsha that the choira is mamish a different parsha to everything that's going on, so that you should not really be here. As we know, in Parsha Shlach is one of the three parshas of Shema. Shlach is the three parshas Shema the Raisa, but we know we say in the morning three parshas of Shema. And the third parsha of Shema is the parsha of Tzitzis. And parsha of Tzitzis is the choir very interesting and made it into Parsha Shlach. Right? Because Tzitzis is the choir should be over there with all the other parshas of Aschana. To one mahalach be'emes, we can be answered with the kasha and the mahal that we once spoke about. The pasuk says in the parsha of Tzitzis. We say it every day, Rabbi, but every word of Torah is so unbelievable. To be explaining the parsha of Tzitzis, we say it, Rabbi, to realize fascinating insights in the parsha of Tzitzis. But he learned this week with Rashi. You get a different insight, Rabbi, into the whole Metzius of what it is to wear tzitzis, Rabbi. I know it might not be fashionable. Tzitzis, we stick it deep into our pants. No one should know that I'm wearing tzitzis. Deep down, hide it. Not a string will show from my pants. Sometimes they make a mistake, it comes out of the zipper. But the Maisa, close it up, hide it, stick it away. No one should see those tzitzit. The Mishnah Brewer speaks about it, and Simon Chassid speaks about how much a person has to understand what it means to wear the tzitzis. The tzitzis is a sign that you're an Eved Hashem, and a person was given a medal from the king. You would wear it proudly. You wear it proudly. And here, Maisa, a guy has tzitzis, Halavai is wearing the tzitzis, but when he's wearing the tzitzis, I said, what is this Indian has done? You know, I thought everybody's fired him. When I look around, you look a lot of Sfardim. You know, look at Ashkenazic to be. Sfardim of the Indian, they put their tzitzis in. But Ashkenazic, Vada, we wear our tzitzis out. And where you wear it proudly, the person. What's the Indian person? People sticky. It's a paladin Gazal person. You look at the Mishnah Berurah's Lashon. And he says, if you're given a medal from a king, this is the greatest thing. You're showing the world that I'm an Eved Hashem. Tzitzis is something that we should be proud of. Proud to wear that tzitzis. Not stick it all the way down in it, hide it. No strand shall be coming from my body to be seen. I'll hide it in the back. Tzitzis is something that we have to be proud of to wear, Rabbi Sai. But more than that, Rabbi says, we're going to see. Tzitzis, the Torah tells us, you should put tzitzis on. The reason why we should wear it out is we should see the tzitzis. We should look at the tzitzis. Was the charatim is mitzvahs Hashem. This is a moedik opportunity, Rabbi said. A moedik advantage in order to see and to remember the mitzvahs Hashem. And when we look at the tzitzis, we have a desire. We have a ratzon. It reminds us of all the mitzvahs. We know the Ramazim, Rashi brings it, the 613 with the knots and the strings. But it's only that through staring at the tzitzis, brings us to a tremendous, tremendous feeling of Risam Oisu was Risam Oisu was Charatim Skomitzvos Hashem. You remember all the mitzvahs. Asisam Oisam, you want to do the mitzvahs. And and you shouldn't go after your hearts and your eyes. That we follow, that we led after, that we go. We're just taken astray. We're taken apart. The tzitzis help us to take control of ourselves. How does the tzitzis do that? First of all. Second of all, there's another thing that we have to see in the tzitzis. Tremendous thing in this parsha, Rabbi said. What does the tzitzis bring them to remember all the mitzvahs? And look at the tzitzis, we're going to remember all the mitzvahs. For those asura, we're not going to go after after your hearts and your eyes. You're not going to go after your hearts and your eyes. So it's mashma the pasuk. What's first, Rabbi said? Don't get after your heart and your eyes. So it comes first the heart and then the eyes. Rashi says, like scouting, what's lo sasur? Eventually lo sasur, lo teilach, lo tigrar, achrei levavchem. What's lo sasur? Sasur is a loshon with the beginning of the parsha, the end of the raglim. Moser es haaretz. Go to check out, investigate the land. That's the loshon of tour. Go spy the land. The spying comes back at the end of the parsha to tell us that we shouldn't go out and spy out. What's the pshat of Rashi? Halev ha'inayim hemeraglim. That's an interesting loshon. Rashi says they're spies for the body. The body also has spies. The body enjoys a good steak. The body enjoys good sights out there, good hanois, and he also sends out spies. Who are its spies? The eyes and the heart. Those are the spies of the body. Rashi explains where do we get that, and then they bring him averis. Right? The spies go out, they have to bring information, they bring back things that the person getting the spy information can go use it for his whatever he wants to use it. So to the spies of the body are the heart and the eyes, that by having the heart and the eyes going out and bringing that information to the body, getting that body all ready to carry it out. Says Rashi, ayin roya, the eye sees, v'alev choymed, the heart desires, then the body, these old boys, he's ready. He's ready to do out the averis, but he needs choyme, he needs material. Who's going to bring him the material? Oh boy, those eyes, man, they got a lot of material to bring. A lot of material. But anyway, so the Maisa, so he brings him all the material to the. So the Chor is a pelarized, the steer from Rashi to the pasuk of this medrash. The pasuk says, "V'lo yisasuru achrei levavchem." You say it every day. It's you're gonna go after your heart and your eyes. First is the heart, then is the eyes. But Rashi says it doesn't work that way. How does it work? Your eyes, see, brings it to the heart. Gets all excited. Boom. Ivan's ready to carry it out. So what's pshat? The pasuk says, "Don't go after your heart and your eyes," and yet, so the pshat, Rabbi say, this is the pshat of the Meraglim. The pshat of the Meraglim is one shmuz which is not the major, but this shmuz, maybe. But the yisoid, but it's a very big yisoid that a person only sees what his heart desires to see. If your heart has a ratzoi to see no good, those eyes are going to be out there looking to see no good. And then they'll bring the material back to the heart. So it taka starts with the heart, because the heart is full. The heart is molly with Torah. The heart is molly with good desire, because you're not going to see bad. It's only because you're looking, Rabbi said. The Rambam says that we find only Hilhuri Aveira. We have people that are thinking about bad thoughts. They're thinking about bad things. They're thinking about things that are not proper. They're thinking about it. Where is it found? The person's heart is empty. If it's empty from Chokhmah, the heart is so empty. And then if it's empty, it's obviously if it's empty from Torah, from connection with God. So the heart now goes and does what the body wants. So the heart's looking, bring me some material, man. Spies, where are you? So the eyes are ready, they're all over the place, man. He doesn't miss a sight on the way for a 6-minute walk. He's hit up 17 nisyanis. He got all of them. Even the last one that sped by. Got it. The corner of my eye. Just got it at the corner. Baruch Hashem. And the guy who's thinking about Torah, his mind is occupied. He has his heart filled up. He could be going in a place that's really not proper. He had to go there, it wasn't right, he went there. And he doesn't see anything. He doesn't see anything, right? He doesn't see anything. He bumped into the pole. He's walking, his mind, his heart is filled up, Rabbi side. So they're both true. The heart is the cause. The heart is the thing that brings the thing all about Ba'etzah, because he wants. He wants, his heart is looking, his heart is burning to go after, to see, to look, to have that pleasure. So then the eyes get busy, and then they bring it back to the heart. So it's a whole system over here. That's the Lomdis, and that's the pshat of the Meraglim Gufa. They didn't want to go into Eretz Yisrael. Therefore they saw everything the wrong way. Eretz Ochel Shoshvelhi. It's a land everybody's dying. Rashi says the people were dying. It was a special thing Hashem did then, that they shouldn't be noticed. The stiples, the whole shtickle, why? It has to be that way. Because people, the Gemara says in Ksubas, that many people keep dying and dying, it slowly loses the effect, death. The fact that they were going around hysterical, vice versa, wasn't so common. And they should have seen that. But in the heart, they didn't want to go into the land, go into the Zoyar, because that in the Giyah, they're going to lose their jobs, doesn't see it. The Mela, the eyes see it differently. Oh, this land is now good, no good here. People are dying, it's too covered out. Because the heart didn't want to go in, the eyes saw it differently. The eyes, and they brought back to the heart. But that's the way it goes, Rabbi side. It starts with our hearts. We have to entirely pain of the Chuvah Emes. That's the first Mahal. That's the Mahal we said last time. But we want to say another Mahal, Rabbi side. The Gemara says in Avodah Zarah 28b. The Gemara says that if a person has a problem in his eyes, a very serious problem in his eyes, you can Mechal Shabbos. And the reason for that is because the Gemara says that the Pesach to the heart is the eyes. The Gemara says that the Pesach to the heart is in the eyes. The Pesach to the heart is in the eyes. And therefore, the Gemara says with Rosh, Ayin Shemarda, the Gemara says, 28b in Avodah Zarah. Ayin Shemarda, the eye starts to be moired. The eye has real serious problems with his eyes. You're allowed to put medicine on Shabbos on the eye. Why? So the Gemara, the Shurayni De'ena, the Ufsuna Delilutal. The eyes and the hearts are very, very tall in Zebazeh. The Avodah Zarah, there's a connection with Boisai. And I believe that the Yisoid of Boisai is that the Pesach to the heart is in the eyes. This is what the Kavan of Chazal, the Lois HaSurach HaLavav, was saying another pshat. That the Ik is the heart. The heart is the place that we have to metaher. So the Torah says, Lois HaSurach HaLavav, don't go after your hearts. Metaher the hearts, get the hearts ready, get the hearts, so that's the Iker. But where does it start? You have to first work on your eyes. If you don't work on your eyes, it's going to be very hard to sack in the heart. It's the other way around. The violent kavanah is we want to get to the heart. That's why we mentioned the heart first, because the ik is the heart. The ik is have to purify the heart. But the Maisa, how do you get to purify the heart? You work on your eyes. Because the Maisa, the eyes, are the brings the information to the heart. And therefore we have to work on our eyes. And And the Torah gave us an antidote. How do you work on your eyes? You know how you do it, Rabbi? You put your eyes in the right place. You look at right things. Your eyes have to be big. Your eyes might have an aside. Where should I put my eyes? Look at your beged. Look at your beged. Look at the strings. The Rebbe said, put the strings and look at those strings. What do those strings represent? I think they represent two major yisoidas. One is last week's parsha. We spoke last week, Shmuez. It's always good to reiterate. The tachlis of looking at the strings is the strings represent the Rebbe's love for us. What does it say? Why are they called tzitzit? I just went to Google it. I bought tzitzit. What does that mean? Go back to the plane. With the businessman answer, the guy from Texas, he wants to know, what do you wear? What are those strings? They're called tzitzis. Oh, very nice. What does that mean? I don't know. Ever since I'm 3 years old, my mom said I have to wear tzitzit. I never bothered to ask, what does the word mean? It's a good question. I'm 47 years old. Still don't know what it means. Maybe by the time of the burial, I'll figure it out. They bury him with a talus, so it's good maybe to know that also. What does tzitzit mean, Rabbi Say? So everybody knows, some people know the remez, but what does tzitzit mean, Rabbi Say? So Rashi says, Meridik. Rashi says, Vayikacheni b'tzitzis roishi, like the strands of the hair. I think maybe there's a pshat over here that HaKadosh Baruch Hu there's a connection with the hair. But more, Rashi said the next part, tzitzit al shem re'isim oisai k'moy meitzis min acharakim. Tzitzis means to peak. Hashem is looking at us. He's looking at us. So there's two things when He's looking at us. First thing we get, a feeling of warmth. The Bereshim cares what's going on in our lives. We spoke about last week. He loves us so much. When you feel the warmth, the Bereshim, you want to do Vasisas Komitzvos that we spoke last week. So it's last week's Shmuez. That's one shot. It's the love of Hashem again. And you look weiter also, Rashi. Maybe the garage, I don't have time for it, but we want to get to the punchline. But Rashi speaks out, many Rashi said that all, Al Kanfi B'Gdeichem, what's Al Kanfi B'Gdeichem? Rashi says, Al Arba Kanfus, why not 3 and 4 connected Arba L'Shonah Shel Geula? We're back to Pesach again, Rabbi Say. Since it's supposed to remind us the tremendous miracles that He did for Klal Yisrael. If you look at your tzitzis, it's supposed to be Hashem's looking at me. He loves me. Give that kiss to that tzitzit, because Hashem's looking at you, and He wants to know what's going on. And He wants to know what you're looking at right now. But the Maisa, looking at that tzitzit, Hashem's looking at me. Meitzis menacharakim, He's looking. And it's like the hair, just like when a person is carved to somebody, when he touches the hair, it's a sign of chiba. And it's also, another thing of Hashem's looking at me. Because when I have a certain Yirah Shamayim, when there's Yirah Shamayim, when I realize I have a common awareness, there's a God in this world. There's a God here. Yirah Shamayim, we always speak about the different Shmuez. What's Yirah Shamayim? Have some awareness. Be aware that someone's here. He's here. And He wants something from us. He's rooting us on. That's what the tzitz represents with us. He loves us. He loves us, one of His mitzvahs. And also we realize with awareness of the King of all kings, the Creator of the world. He's there, looking, wants to know what's going on. Yirah Shamayim, I thought if He says very geschmack, Daber el b'nei Yisrael. Why is it Daber el b'nei Yisrael? It's not a tzivoy. A person doesn't have to enter today. The minhag is weird, and therefore you have to. There's no tzivoy because hakol b'dei Shamayim chutz b'Yirah Shamayim. We're supposed to work on Yirah Shamayim ourselves. And the Kodesh Baruch says, put on, you can put it on. You want to be zocheh to Yirah Shamayim, I'll give you an eitzah. Look at that tzitzit. Look at the tzitzit. You see the tzitzit, you see Hashem's love. He looks at us, He cares about us. We love you, Hashem. But also, it's an awareness that there's a God. You look at it, the blue string, for those who have the blue string, if you know whatever, but the blue string, it's supposed to be around the kisei hakavod. There's a very oilam. Someone's in charge. It's not hefty, this world. This world, there's din v'cheshbon, the Bereshim's rooting for us, but we have to have this accountability. And once we think there's accountability, we can't be heftier with our eyeballs. Those eyeballs have to be controlled with the matzah balls. So, the Yesod of Tzitzis Rabbi side is to work on watching on what we're looking at Rabbi side. Because what we look about in this shot, the second shot, that the ik is the heart, that the Pesach to the heart, the Pesach to the heart are the eyes of Rabbi side. And a person is not careful with his eyes of Rabbi side, that leads him to trouble. That leads him to, like we said, that leads him to start getting in a different mood of Rabbi side. So Avada, it works both ways. You have to be careful what you see and you have to have your heart full. But Avada, you have to work Re'isim Oisoi to make sure that your Re'iyah is Re'isim Oisoi. What's Oisoi? Remember, the Rem is also Re'isim Oisoi is the Rebbeinu Shaloyla. What's Oisoi? Oisoi, there's a lot of strings over there. It's parsha the beged, but Re'isim Oisoi, we can say it means the Rebbeinu Shaloyla, we're supposed to look out. There's an awareness, get an awareness, and realize it's not hefker. My eyes are not hefka, my mind's not hefka. The Rebbeinu Shalom is the creator and he wants something from us. He wants to accomplish and do well with us. And this is where we come to the big major topic of Rabbi Side, which is so harsh of Rabbi Side that we have to work on. And that topic is the Shmiras Einayim of Rabbi Side. I know there are other Shmiras Sachin that they do Rabbi Side, but everything starts with the Shmiras Einayim. And if a person who works on the Shmiras Einayim of Rabbi Side, and that means both ways. One way is to fill up our heart before we go out to the street, Rabbi side, to fill up the heart. To fill up the heart with some Gemara, Rabbi side. You learn today, go over the Gemara, go over the Rashi, and when you walk, you won't see some. But if you don't even have that, Rabbi side, you have to be so careful what we look at, Rabbi side. And it pains me, Rabbi side. So it pains me so much that many of us, Rabbi side. Okay, listen, we're not perfect. And when we go on the street, our head starts to move in all directions, all over the place. We're curious people. We have that feeling of curiosity, and we want to see everything going around, especially if it looks nice. So we want to see everything going on. But the Ma'aseh why we have to realize that we're poison. It's poison, and the biggest thing of which is poison is the Ma'aseh, the Indian, where people have these machines. And on these machines, they watch, they look at things that are not appropriate. That's a peladik azach to me, one of the most biggest ployim ever, because at the end of the day, these machines that a person is looking at things that are not appropriate, he's poisoning himself. And a person thinks the emes about it, you don't have to, the rule, not a rule. Think about it. Is it bringing into my eyes? My eyes seeing things that are not proper. You go outside, you have to go out, you have to go to a mitzvah, big mitzvah, your third cousin's dog's wedding. You have to go, it's a mitzvah chasana. They won't forget to be the pictures, barking with the dog. Okay, you got to be there. Close relative. But the mice, at the end of the day, you don't have to go outside. And you're not going outside. You can be in a mocha. That's what Yeshiva is. I say, my area of Tahar. And then you see guys, there they are. Boom. Bringing it in, Rabbi. The Yetzirah is a tremendous Yetzirah, Rabbi. Because when I say the end of the day, Rabbi, picture the scene, Rabbi. Picture the scene. Picture the scene. It's a date. Sarah Belchbaum. Hello. My name is Sarah. What's your name? Baruch. I'm Baruch Weinstein. Oh, nice to meet you, Baruch. My name's Sarah. From the Beit Yaakov. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah. Oh, my hair's okay. Anyway, this is so beautiful. We're sitting here in the hotel together. Let's talk a little bit. We're getting to know each other so nicely. Yes. I think this is going very nice, this date. I think this date is going tremendous. I think we're getting to, but my Rebbe's told me that we have to talk hashkafa. And so said my madricha. Let's talk hashkafa. He said we have to talk about what we're going to have in our house. We want to keep the house all Torah-dik, a nice home. My shaitel looks nice also like this. The kids say we want to have a nice home together. What do you feel, Baruch? How would you describe what a nice home is? Well, I think that a Torah-dik home, obviously, listen, I'm not the most biggest masmid. I was known for my coffee drinking in Yeshiva. But the Maisa, I want to have a Torah-dik home. Rabbi Apelbaum spoke about the Shmuez. We should have a Torah-dik home. We should have a sperm shrunk, all beautiful, a nice color-coordinated Shas and Rambam. They have special home designers today, color coordination, Shas, the round, dark brown. We don't open it, but it matches. But anyway, we want to have a Torah to go home. Really, I'm going to learn Torah for the first 3 years. I'm going to come and drink coffee and cola for 3 years. Maybe I'll even get some muffins. But anyway, support Torah. If I can't learn Torah, I might have to be a Torah supporter. Anyway, the kids are, but I want the home to be a good home. Obviously, we're not on the highest madrega, but Baruch, don't say it. Don't say it. No television. No television in our home. That's what I learned in my school. I might not be the most frumiest girl. My hairs might be a little too long. But no television. Bing, 1 second, Baruch. YouTube clip. No television! Nothing! 1 second. That's what's going on in Geula. No television. We're not having a television in our house. Nothing! Even if I can't see the television, there's going to be a Maskim. I'm also masking. 1 second. Baruch! 1 second, we're in a date now. 1 second, I gotta finish the movie. But no television! Just a small one with 7,000 channels. What's the difference, Rabbi says? I said, Pellet Gazach. They're talking on the date. No TV in our home. Not even a little one. What'd you say? No television? Oh no! What's wrong with your eyeballs? I'll be with you in a second. Just gotta finish the episode 21. Are you looking at women? Only male episodes. The all-man beach. But no television. No television. Nothing! Huh? I'm gonna figure this one out. What is this? Mini television. That's not real television. It's mini television. Eyes of both sides to see Torah. Eyes that you can see Torah. Eyes that can understand Torah of both sides. Why don't I understand the sugya? Why is it so hard? Because the eyeballs, they're filled up with garbage. They don't let us see good of both sides. We want to connect to Hashem. What are we looking at? We're not perfect, but why bring it upon ourselves? Why bring it upon ourselves? We have a song around the street, we can try our best. It's difficult. But at the end of the day, Rabbi Yisrael, what are we supposed to do? It's very difficult. We try our best. We go out, we try to go to place good. But to bring it in, the Yetzer Hara is such a chacham, Rabbi Yisrael. No one, it's such a chayv, you think about it. Haredi families, I don't know, you never know what was going on to the bedroom. They have a beautiful sperm track. And at night, the button goes. 71-inch screen. Children should not see it. It's very not good for the children. That's what I learned in seminary. In seminary, they taught me. The mother's in charge of the home. She has to build a kosher home. You're going to be out, Baruch, the first year, drinking coffee and cola. I'm going to be Moise Nefesh and raising the kids. Baruch, they taught me in seminary to be strong, to have a kosher home. I'm going to defend my home like anything. Block the doors. No television, nothing bad. If we have to have a computer, it's going to be all in the middle of the room and only have Rabbi Apelbaum Shmuez on there. Nothing bad. Nothing bad. Baruch, what are you looking at again? Episode 27. Nothing bad will come into our home. Nothing. I will protect the home! Wow. Protection. I think it's a shidduch. Mazel tov. Shem Yirachim. And that's how we're going to protect the home. We're bringing in mini televisions. Up to now, at least you can see that everybody has their own room. Everybody can watch their own channel. Like I told the guy, why the guys have phones? We're just bringing it next month. There'll be no phones. A 27-inch screen, I got bring a guy in, 27. The guy said, no, Rabbi, we can't. I said, everybody has to watch the same thing. You want to be able to watch separate. It's not fair. How do we expect to grow? The person wants to look at this, his love for us, an awareness of him. What are we looking at, What are we looking at? And we don't realize how much it permeates the heart. That's the Pesach to the Leiv. That's what brings everything to the Leiv, and that's what affects the Leiv. The eyeballs. And we're bringing it in, we're bringing it all in, all the trash, bringing it into my heart. And what do we expect? To get on the floor and tear kriya chas v'shalom? What do we expect? We're killing ourselves. We're making it impossible to grow, Kamat. We watch things, we look at things over and over, and it has such an effect. And it's not going to end here, Rabbi Sai. I'm going to come to your houses, and that's what I see. I'll knock on the door. Who's there? It's Rabbi Apelbaum. Oh, 1 second. You're the famous Rabbi of my husband. Oh, 1 second. Let me get dressed. Oh, Rabbi Apelbaum, welcome. Come in. It's so good to see you. I spoke to you before I went out with your surprise Talmud. You lied. I spoke to you before you went out with my prize Talmud. Your prize Talmud, you said it was such a prize Talmud. You said he was always up, once in a day. You said he loved learning. You didn't say scrolling. There's a lot of learning going on. Okay, but where's my prize Talmud? He's still in bed. But it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Came for a donation for the Yeshiva. Well, you try to get him up. Oh no, not again, I said. You try to get him up, Rabbi. You did this to me! You knew in school! What did he do all day? Now he's in the left hand. Right hand got tired, it's in a sling. Couldn't hold it up so long. I hope the left hand gets broken also. You did this to me, Rabbi. Your school promoted this. He can't get out of bed. Nothing. I tried water. Everything. He screams at me. Water. That's David Wiener. tornado did on me. Nightmares, I have trauma. What's gonna be? The kids scream, where's Daddy? The Statue of Liberty. I told my kids we don't have to go there. We have it every day. Just one more film, I'll be out, Bertha. And what's going to be of that man, Rabbi said? What's happening to him? What's his life going to look like? Watching all the garbage that the whole world has to plumage all the garbage plummels in. He has to see it all. Every stupid idea that someone comes out and makes a whole movie serial out of it. Some stupid idea, some love story, this story, that story, soap opera, he's following and into it. But what comes of the guy, Rabbi say? How much tumor he's machas into his body, Rabbi. I'm not saying but the person said we have to be realists. We have to be honest. Be honest with ourselves. There's a tremendous disorientation out there. It was so tremendous disorientation before this stuff, and now we're bringing it into the base measure into our lives. Get rid of it. Put it away. At least when you're in Yeshiva, learn to live free. Learn to live that you can see good, you can see healthy things, you can see your tzitzis, you can see the Rebbeinu Shalom a little bit, get a connection. When's it going to come? Look at the tzitzis and get it involved, get connected. This is what Yiddishkeit's about, get connected, go crazy over your tzitzis. You got to keep them out, you got to look at them and realize the Rebbeinu Shalom's love and the Rebbeinu Shalom's awareness. And then the person understands it, the heart becomes Torah, the heart becomes pure. You start to feel connected to Rabbi Yisrael. People says, Rabbi, I don't feel it. Of course you don't feel it. Of course you don't feel it. You're not going to feel it, Rabbi Yisrael, if you're involved in other things. We spoke about it, a person machshavas has other things, especially things that are no good, things that are tamei. He's not, they can't dwell in the same heart, Rabbi Yisrael says. Can they shine? It won't happen. You'll never feel the Yiddishkeit. Try Buddhism, but not Judaism. Judaism, you can't do it, Rabbi Yisrael. Try Muslimism, but Judaism, you can't do it. You can't connect. You can't connect to God if your heart is munach in shtus and znus and all the terrible things, Rabbi Yisrael. So think, Rabbi Yisrael. Think what you're giving up, Rabbi Yisrael. Think what you're giving up for yourselves, for your family, for everything, Rabbi Yisrael. Just like you would never, but most people would not want to have a television in their houses, Rabbi Yisrael. So why are we bringing this in, Rabbi Yisrael? Why are you bringing it to your house and making it something that's so open and so available? Let's think about it, Rabbi Yisrael. Let's be honest with ourselves. Let's really be honest. Is it good for me or is it not good for me? Let's take the lesson of L'Sasuru. The Bereshim says, L'Sasuru, don't have these things that bringing, don't have the miraglim, the spies. Realize these are spies that the Kuf is sending out to try to bring it. Let's tamitar the heart, and there'll be a different type of spies. We're looking for Torah, they were looking for mitzvahs, we're looking for Talmid Chacham to meet up with and to connect with. We're looking to connect to the Rebbeinu Shalom, that with those eyes we come up on the three regolim, Mitzvah Hashem, B'Shivona Beis HaMikdash, Yireh Yirah, Kishem, Hashem comes to see us, as the Gemara Chagiga, so we come to see Hashem with those eyes. V'sechazena Eineinu, V'shuvach L'tzir B'Rachamim, Amen.